Reuben and Rebecca, and we specialize in quick trips on a budget. We recently took a trip to Ireland and want to show you what we did on our 5 days in the Irish countryside.
Our flight took us into Dublin, where we immediately rented a car and off we went to the countryside.
Driving on the left-hand side of the road takes a little bit of getting used to. Our first roundabout.
Just a heads up, roundabouts are everywhere.
Yay, you did it. We drove an hour south from Dublin to the tiny town of Rathdrum.
It's pronounced Rathdrum, at least that's how the locals say it.
We found this sweet little B&B, and the owner even made us homemade scones.
Our B&B hostess told us about Bates Restaurant, which was so cozy, had a lot of history, and delicious warm food.
This vegetable soup is one of the best soups I've ever had.
Our first adventure is a trip to the Glendalough Valley in the Wicklow Mountains, where we will see the monastic city.
Glendalough National Park has a visitor center, some walking trails, and some hiking trails to the upper and lower lakes.
Along the trails, you'll pass one of Ireland's most important monastic sites. The early Christian settlement was founded by Saint Kevin in the 6th century, and it's now called the monastic city. The city's most impressive remain is the round tower that stands about 30 meters high. There's also a church called St. Mary's, a priest house, and St. Kevin's Church, all from the 11th and 12th century.
We found a little stand selling toasties. How's your toasty?
Okay, the toasty was delicious, but this park that we just checked out, I mean, a combination of history, beautiful sights, and a great hike. I don't see how it can get better.
Oh, Reuben, just wait. We found the Hollywood sign.
Well, check out Kilkenney Castle. This amazing castle was in use for over 800 years, and it's now a Victorian remodeling of the 13th century defensive castle.
While in Kilkenny, we stopped by the St. Canice Cathedral, built in the 13th century.
Time to head south to Cork. Welcome to Cork.
We found hotel prices in Cork to be a bit pricey, so we went with Airbnb and rented out a room in a home owned by a very nice couple. They even provided breakfast in their kitchen. One of the highlights for us in our short time in Cork was the Cork City Jail.
This former jail and now a museum really tracks the history from the 18th century on. It was a city jail and then a women's and children's jail. And in the early 1900s, during the Irish War of Independence, it was a jail for anti-treaty prisoners until 1923 when they had a spectacular jailbreak. Welcome to
Cork Jail. The jail also highlights the cruelty of poverty from that time.
From Cork, we followed the coast till we hit the town of Kinsale.
Kinsale was recommended to us from an Irish friend who couldn't stop talking about how charming the city was and what great restaurants they had. Delicious fish and chips. Tastes very fresh.
Well, a nod to your Irish friend because she was right on. And if you didn't know about this place, now you do. Put Kinsale on your itinerary.
For us, it's back in the car again because we're heading to Ireland's most famous attraction, Blarney Castle. Blarney Castle is not famous just for the castle and the Blarney Stone, but also its beautiful grounds, gardens, caves, and outbuildings.
The history of this castle would take longer than the entire video. Suffice it to say, it's old, built before 1200, fortified again in 1446, and then once again in 1646. Talk about some Irish history.
Wear good shoes. You could easily spend half a day or more visiting Blarney and the grounds. My favorite part of the gardens was the poison garden.
about driving down.
Yeah. How about these little narrow lanes?
Lanes are not that great. It doesn't matter which side you're driving on the road. A narrow road is a narrow road.
And I don't like being on this side of the car in the passenger seat because we get so close, like right now, to the and the walls, and I feel like we're about to scrape things.
It's all under control. I did watch a YouTube on how to drive in Ireland, and that was helpful.
All right. Okay, if you say so. From Blarney, we head to Killarney National Park.
This is the Muckross House, which is a 65-room estate that formed the basis of the Killarney National Park. It's now a visitor's attraction.
The park itself is huge, and we knew we couldn't see it all. So we decided to take a jaunting car to see what we could. Our guide was a really fun young woman that told us the history of the park, the history of Ireland, and she talked a lot about dating young men.
And this is the spectacular Tort Waterfall, which is this popular stop on the Ring of Kerry, which we will be doing tomorrow.
Killarney State Park is also home to Ross Castle, a 15th century ruin on the edge of Loch Lane. At sunset, this gives off haunted castle vibes. As the sun goes down, we check into our B&B in Killarney.
We were ready for some pub food, and a local told us about this place.
Murphy's made some really good beef stew.
In the morning, time for our first full Irish breakfast. And we need the fuel because we are heading to the Ring of Kerry.
The Ring of Kerry is approximately a 100-mile loop around the southwest part of Ireland, and is known as the Wild Atlantic Way. To drive this loop without stopping takes about 3.5 hours, but there's no way anyone's going to do it without stopping. That's the whole point. There is so much to see.
We are at the top of Ladies View. Queen Victoria's Ladies of Waiting felt that this had the most spectacular view, so it's called Ladies View in their honor.
Well, that didn't take very long for us to come inside the car. It's cold. And it's time for battery.
There are just too many places to stop, but sometimes you just have to, like when you visit the town of Sneem.
top of Stag Fort, built like 2,000 years ago, pre-Christianity here in Ireland. And we just have this nice view of the North Atlantic Sea.
Unbelievable.
Ireland, man. Ireland. This is Ballycarberry Castle.
And there's no one here but us. So many places to choose from, but we have some ambitious plans.
Harbour to Killarney. It's a shortcut to get to the Cliffs of Moher from wherever we were.
We don't even know where we are anymore. We've been traveling so fast.
We left the Ring of Kerry a little early so that we could cut across and get to the west coast and get to the Cliffs of Moher.
So fingers crossed, we're going to get to the Cliffs of Moher before the sun starts to set.
Made it to the Cliffs of Moher before the sunset. There are pros and cons to coming to the off season. Con? It's cold.
It's really cold.
Pro, there's not a lot of people here. No crowds, and we didn't even have to pay because the off season, the ticket booth is closed. But look at behind us.
Now, sunset's a great time to come because of the lighting. It's also a good time to come because there's not as many people here. They say if you come after 4 o'clock, the tour buses are going.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
The Ring of Kerry and the Cliffs of Moher on the same day. By the time we reached Galway, we were hungry.
This was a very long day. Time for a Guinness nightcap, and then we're done. If we had a little more time to visit one city, it probably would be Galway, between the boardwalks, the charming streets, the beautiful old churches. It was just Irish.
If you're in Galway, you gotta check out the street performers, the buskers.
There we go.
Back on the road, and we're going to head from the west coast all the way back to the east coast, back to Dublin. But first, a stop in what's known as the center of Ireland, the city of Athlone.
course, Athlone has its own castle, and it sits right on the River Shannon.
Sean's Bar, the oldest bar in Ireland.
They say that this site has been a pub since around 900 AD.
How is that possible?
Over 1,000 years, people have been drinking Guinness and singing these songs.
Well, maybe not 1,000 years for this song, but it's so cozy in here.
And we're off to Dublin.
If you'd like to see how we spend our 2 days in this lively and fascinating city, make sure you watch our next video. Please subscribe for more quick trips.